What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I am Wayno. How are y'all feeling today? If you like what it is that I do, if you love what it is that I do, if you appreciate what it is that I do, then I'm asking you to do something right now. Hit that sub button, hit them likes and run up that hype. Today we are talking about Offset, Finesse2tymes, and YG. Weirdest like blunt cipher ever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we did not see this one coming either, but there is like a online thing going, on, and it comes from a lot of different ways. Now, ignorance, lack of knowledge, you know what I'm saying, or how people distribute their ignorance comes in a lot of different ways. In hip hop, it usually comes from differences, right? And I think on the pure essence of hip hop is I'm just better than you, or you trying to jack my shit, and that's where the YG and Offset conflict pretty much comes in. But aside from that, you know what I mean, the Finesse2tymes shit, it comes from him. Yo, Finesse2tymes, I ain't gonna lie, if we can't get another Boondocks ever, I'm really going to petition that somebody start a cartoon, some sort of content, cartoon related, that takes place in, if it's not the Boondocks, that universe, or another universe, a parallel universe to the Boondocks, but has kind of the same foundation. You know what I'm saying? Because we need cartoon. Finesse2tymes is a character, man. He is a character. I didn't start realizing how much of a character he was until the past recent months because I wasn't paying that much attention. But Finesse2tymes is funny as shit. But how many times can you be funny before people, understand that while you might be joking, it's disrespect that you spewing? So I want to start with the Finesse2tymes situation, right? So Finesse2tymes, he was on live, you know what I mean? And he just talking his shit. Like, that's what he do. He get his bottle, he start talking crazy. That's how he creates his content. It used to be rappers just rap. Like, we used to get certain crazier, salacious bars, you know what I mean, on a freestyle or something, on a song. But now it's just IG live stories and vibes, you feel me? But before we go there, let's hit our sponsor. Yo, this video is brought to you by Jordan Craig Denim. Jordan Craig Denim is a brand, a family-owned brand, working in streetwear business over 30 years by the way of Queens, New York. On top of that, they got everything from premium denim. They got good sweatsuits, good jackets, all types of garments and all types of accessories for any and everything you need. A lot of people have wanted. Everybody from Allen Iverson, Moneybag Yo, Shiloh Sanders, Paul Pierce, Vin Diesel. They got something for everybody. You know it's full time. You gotta get right. Go get you one of these sweatsuits. This sweatsuit I got on in particular is extremely comfortable. I can move around in it. It's comfy. I feel like I could wear this to go outside. I could wear this to the gym. I could wear this to go get my groceries, pick up my kids from school, whatever it is I need to be doing. Good airport fit. Jordan Craig got it. So if you like this sweatsuit or any of the stuff that you've seen, make sure that you hit jordancraig.com and use my code. Like I said, you support me, you support this channel, support Jordan Craig. Now we back. And like I said, man, Finesse2tymes is a character, right? Let's watch him talking on live, and he says some things about Cardi B. Now keep in mind, while Cardi B and Offset are trying to finalize a divorce and go their separate ways, he still has 3 children with this woman. So regardless to them not being together, that still is the mother of his children. And even though that they've had a public spat, there's always going to be some sort of level of love there because they have 3 kids together. Let's watch what Finesse2tymes said to spark this shit off with Offset, though.
Let them hoes go be with Javante Davis. Let them hoes go. What's Buddy name want to hit everybody, bitch? That nigga that hit Offset, bitch, man. Man, what's that nigga name who fuck everybody hoe, man? Man, I don't know the nigga name, man. The nigga handsome, man. He got braids, man. Shit. I hated the nigga DM my bitch. Well, I wouldn't hate it because it'd be a headache. But shit, I'd be bitchless. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man.
Of course, you know what I'm saying? Finesse2tymes, he just think he talking freely. Now, this is the thing about this whole music industry and all of that. There's a lot of tension in a lot of places. Obviously, Finesse2tymes at one point, I don't know if he is still, but he was part of the whole mob tie situation, coming from Houston, you know, to rap a lot. You know, they was behind him, you know, to a certain extent behind his career. We all know that Takeoff lost his life. You know what I'm saying? In Houston, I'm not trying to correlate the two. I'm just saying like there's weird ass 6 degrees of separation, which can cause tension, especially when you speaking about somebody or speaking about somebody freely and you think it's just one thing. Now, I don't know if that's on Offset mind, but if I could think about that myself and I have absolutely nothing to do with this shit with my Harlem, you know what I mean, my Harlem self, then I'm definitely sure that these are things that could possibly cross a person like Offset's mind. He says, ban, B-A-N, you know what that means, don't say my name, right? Now, when that happens, this went on a series of tweets, you know what I mean? A series of, well, not tweets, but Instagram stories happen. He puts up this thing that says, you know, on his story, it says, all y'all niggas think it's sweet to niggas spank you, then don't call police, right? Then he says, keep naming me, stand on it too, all you coochies, right? Then he says, would I look like beefing with a BBL, right? Then he says, ain't finesse shit, but BBL, sweet ass nigga, go get in the gym, right? Then he says, bad body dyke, and he puts up a picture of Finesse2tymes. Now, you know, of course, you not gonna be having this type of dialogue or saying stuff like this online without Finesse2tymes getting wind of it. Now, this is my only thing. If you, like me, and you got a lot of friends that been in prison, you know your prison friends, man. You know your cousins. I seen somebody take offense to that, like, yo, you said everybody got somebody in prison. Listen, man, let's just keep it 1,000, man. If you black, we got some of the largest part of the population, a big part of our population is unfortunately incarcerated. So I'm just going off of numbers, man. And don't get so sensitive about shit. Like, yeah, like a lot of people have family members or friends that either went to prison or in prison or just came home. You know what I mean? And we know how they act. We know how they act about everything. We know how they act super tough about everything. But here is Finesse2tymes responding to what Offset said about him online.
But don't at me, bro. Don't get mad at me, my boy. You hear me, my boy? Don't get mad at me, my boy. Get mad at the football playing nigga, my boy. Don't get mad at me, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you, fool? Get mad at that nigga sticking that football in that hole. That's what you get mad at, nigga. Don't get mad at me, nigga. Get mad at that nigga sticking that motherfucking football up that bitch, man. You know what I'm talking about? Get up off me, my boy. You hear me? This ain't it, my boy. You hear me? What's wrong with y'all hoe-ass niggas like a nigga ducking Rick or something, nigga? I'm outside, man. I don't know what you niggas done heard, man. I don't know what y'all heard, man. I don't know who y'all let tell y'all a motherfucking story about me. But believing them motherfucking stories gonna get your motherfucking head tore off your motherfucking shoulders, boy. Man, I slap all your dreads out your head, nigga. You a bitch.
Man, yo, it never ends, man. It never ends. I mean, let's say two things could be true, right? On one side, it is entertaining. You know what I mean? Don't sit here in front like it ain't. It is entertaining to see people act silly and belligerent and stupid online and talk crazy to one another. But the fact of the matter is that when it gets down to the nitty gritty of this shit, things could go bad. Things could go left fast, especially in a space where nobody wants to admit that their feelings get hurt. Because these dudes say a lot of hurtful shit to one another. Nobody ever chalks it up to, yo, you said some shit that hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of men know how to communicate that. But now we enter the YG part of the situation. And the YG situation is a little bit different. So YG, you know, him, J-Rock, and also Mozzie, excuse me, they did the Red Bull the Red Bull Cypher. And the Red Bull Cypher, man, salute to whomever's producing that shit. Y'all have been killing it all year with that. Gotta salute y'all. But on one of the parts, YG says, and now all my bitches looking like dimes, and niggas rollouts looking like mine. Offset the rim so you know I'm doing fine. Stephon digging in some shit from behind. I'm really that gangster you niggas rap about. I keep fire on me. I'm with the clap it out, right? Cool. So at first I'm like, double, you know what I mean? Metaphors, all of that stuff. I'm like, yo, the obvious is the obvious, right? The obvious is the obvious. Now somebody say, well, what is YG talking about with rollouts looking like mine? Back in March, YG put out a song called 2004. And in this song, he talks about being sexually assaulted. He gets vulnerable, but I'm not going to say it's weird, but it comes on like a record that my LA brethren would call a slap. You feel me? So it kind of like throws you off that he's talking about something so dark that happened to him, but it sounds like a, West Coast party song. You throw your chucks on and throw up your hood to this record. You feel me? And then, Offset this year, in August, I believe, he released his album Kiari, which is a good album, by the way. You know how this music industry should go. Or if the sales didn't do but so big that people ain't talking about it. But I do want to, do 5 or not even 5. Let's do 10 of my favorite albums. We're going to do that on another episode that came out this year that I really, really love that aren't getting Grammy nods, but are just great albums regardless of the sales, etc. Because let's keep it 100. For all of us that love Alfredo, we don't know what it sold the first week. For all of us that love Life is Beautiful, we don't know what it sold the first week. And we're going to keep that pattern going. But let's back up to this situation. So Offset, when he put out his album, he had this session where it looks like he's being interviewed, or not interviewed, excuse me, where he's talking to a therapist. Also, YG did that for the 2004 song. The thing about that is it the first time we ever seen somebody talking to a therapist in a video? Nah. You know what I mean? There's tons of people who have done that before, but YG, you know what I'm saying? YG might have took some offense to that. And for the sake of argument, I'm going to just say most situations like this is always some sort of underlying tension from something else, right? It's always something, you feel me? But he took an opportunity, YG did take an opportunity to poke at the fact of, Offset the rims, and then say Stephon digging in you from behind, right? Now, we all know that Cardi B just had a baby. Congratulations to her. Regardless of how anybody feels about the situation, a baby is a blessing, and she just had a kid, you know what I'm saying, with Stephon Diggs. Now, it's a lot of shit that's going on online about that because there's all these different reports about Offset allegedly made a Instagram story, but it comes out that he didn't do that, saying baby mine LOL, you know what I'm saying? And it's a very, very sensitive subject, especially for a woman, regardless if he cheated on her or not, you know what I mean? Like, that's a man's soft spot. You start talking about that type of situation, and it's something that's extremely public. But ultimately, what do I think is gonna happen out of this? I'm gonna keep it 100. I want everybody to be safe. I think, YG is one of my favorite rappers. YG got a classic album with My Crazy Life. You know what I'm saying? Classic album. Offset has been doing his thing. My favorite Migo overall. Finesse2tymes, he's good with the jail freestyles. You know what I mean? He hasn't really had a notable record since It's Cool When I Do It. It's cool when they do it. It's problem when I do it. He hasn't had a notable record since then. But right now, to me, is the greatest space to be in as an artist because you could directly, and you could, check and reference the episode where I talked about the Roc Nation distribution deal, how you don't need Roc Nation. That's not a slight to Roc Nation. I'm just saying, if you are an artist, build your leverage before you walk in the office, and you could do that on a daily, every day. But I just want to see these dudes do good. Now, I would like to see Offset and YG get into it on some rapping shit, only because Offset, I think Offset is the better rapper, by far. By far, I think he's a better rapper, but I think that YG has a distinctive way of being direct. And if he say, them LA niggas, man, he say the right thing disrespectfully, it could go. You know what I'm saying? So if they gonna keep it in a certain vein, the only thing with West Coast people is, when you don't agree with them, the first thing they do is, I better not see you at Roscoe's. They use that shit as a weapon against you. Soon as you say, man, I wish Braun was off the Lakers, they be like, well, since you wish Braun was off the Lakers, don't come to LA no more. You know how they do. Now, much love to everybody, the people that watch me in LA and all my fam that I got out there. And I will be doing Camp Vlog now this weekend because it was canceled last. But I don't want to see nothing bad happen out of this. Finesse2tymes is hilarious. I think that he should do other stuff. I think that he should just be a content creator, you know what I mean, doing all types of different videos where he could just display how funny he is when he get drunk or some shit. Because, the rap, it ain't going how it should have gone. over the past 2 or 3 years since he's been home. You know what I mean? I think that when he came home, he was one of those people that, you know, he's coming out of Memphis. Memphis got a hell of a buzz. You know what I'm saying? People are checking for the shit that's coming out of Memphis. And that's another thing he alluded to. He was talking to Offset, saying about how you ain't saying nothing about Pooh Shiesty. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm from New York. I live in the South. I've been all around America. Been a couple places outside the country. What I always feel compelled to express is what connects us is this hue, this beautiful melanin that we got. You know what I'm saying? This beautiful melanin that we got. How our cultures are so different but so much the same. I don't care if you go to Detroit, you go to LA, you go to Memphis, you go to Miami, you go to Newark. We speak different, we eat different, but we start talking about like what we went through growing up. It's pretty much the same, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just want to see my people be safe. Y'all let me know how y'all feel though. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about this? Is it all frivolous? Is it stupid? Do y'all care for a YG Offset back and forth on records? If y'all don't, cool. If y'all do, let me know who you think will win. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. For the ones that rock with me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. Peace, y'all.